It's Monday's news. Apparently, two extras dressed as zombies were arrested for causing a panic on the motorway. They reckon that they were in a hurry and they didn't have time to change. I say, what a load of rubbish. It's a publicity stunt for the programme, which I'm not even going to mention. There. Now, in other news, France has said it wants Britain's help, or actually it's Britain's responsibility, to clear the jungle in Calais. Now, you see, that is what happens when you break up with your friends. Now, they don't want to help us. It's our problem. I think this is the beginning of the backlash of Brexit. In other news, the Food Standard Agency wanted compulsory that restaurants and takeaway display their food hygiene rating. Now, this is only compulsory in Ireland and Wales, and in England, it's up to them. If you get a 5, oh, well, you're going to stick that in your window, aren't you? And say, oh, yes, come and eat here, come and eat here. But if you have a 0, we're not even going to know about it. Now, I think it's a really good idea that all these restaurants and takeaways should be made to display their hygiene rating so we know where to nyam. Because back in the day, our parents used to say, don't nyam on the street. I just used to have chips after swimming, but now all these kids are eating chicken in a box. So I think if they displayed their 0 rating, it would put an end to that. And that's the end of the news. Okay, so here's Wednesday's 30-second roundup. The baby with 3 parents. How can a baby have 3 parents? Well, apparently there's some new technological IVF thing called, and I can't pronounce it, so I'm going to have to look on a piece of paper. It is called, where it is, mitochondrial, I think. Mitochondrial. Anyway, basically, what they've done with this couple is they've taken her egg, taken a donor egg, sucked the yolk out of her egg, put in the yolk of the other woman's egg, then get the man's sperm, fertilize the egg and put it all in the mother, all to eliminate a disease that she carries in her genes from which she's lost 2 children. Now, she's had many miscarriages, and I sympathise with that, and I sympathise with people just wanting a healthy baby, which, you know, is not always guaranteed, and that's why when you have a baby that's healthy, no problems, it is such a blessing, and we give thanks for that. My point is, and I'm not being wicked, so don't come and shoot me or send me no dirty email or anything, if you've been trying for so long and you can't have, or there's something in your DNA that, you know, sadly every time you have a child you lose a child, methinks maybe it's not meant to be. I believe in faith, so yeah, you can keep trying, but when you have to start messing with things, you know, mixing up your eggs with her eggs, scrambling it up and then I start to think about Marvel comics and people with some kind of DNA mutation, and they do call it DNA mutation. So really and truly, we won't know what you're getting until a couple of years later when the picnics start glow in the dark and fly through ceiling and all of those kinds of things, because they have actually said that they're not even sure how it will affect the child's personality or ability, you know, mentally, cognitively, all of that. They're not really sure. Ideally, it should be okay. But who knows? Who wants to be doing this? So when you see all these zombie programs, and I'm, no, listen, I don't want the hate mail. I'm just saying, you wonder what the scientists are really playing at. On the other hand, I'm thinking, well, this couple come from Jordan and they're Muslim, which I thought maybe might stop them from mixing up and messing about with creation, but that put aside, they come from Jordan. So I'm thinking, are they very wealthy? So even if this procedure can potentially eliminate a lot of childhood diseases and, you know, birth defects, etc., is it only going to be available to people that have lots of money? That's the point I'm making. And if something does go wrong with the child, or children born, because I don't want to pick on this little baby that was only born 5 months ago, but if this process was to become legal and legitimized worldwide as an IVF treatment, what happens when something is needed from the child? The child needs a blood transfusion. Whose DNA does it have? Who do you call? The half-egg mother, the fertilized egg mother, the sperm? I mean, it's potentially, it sounds great. Morally, I'm like, crazy paranoid mind is like, no, don't do it. Who knows? Only time is going to tell. And as we can see, the truth is proving stranger than fiction. It's time for Heart Matters. And today, sadly, on a more serious note, photographer Matt Irwin, who had photographed Kylie Minogue, Rita Ora, sadly committed suicide at the breakup of his relationship. We have to remember what T.D. Jakes says, that we shouldn't let our relationships define us. That we were somebody wonderful before we met that other person. And if we give ourselves all to someone, when they leave, there's nothing left. So when they go, write that letter, write that journal, get those feelings out. And then maybe perhaps burn it as a symbol of letting go. Main thing is, don't burn the house down. Set a date, a period of time where you can have a pity party. Get in your bed, stay in your pyjamas till you stink, eat marshmallows, fart, howl and holler. But when that time's over, get up, don't waste your pretty. Talk to a friend. A good friend will listen and tell you when to shut up and get a grip. If you believe, meditate, sit in the air, do anything, but keep breathing. If you can't think, call the Samaritans, they're there to listen. If you can't talk, you can email them. That's a good way of getting your feelings out, and it's something to look forward to, because they'll respond. And if you're strong enough, walk to a branch, sit down, talk to someone. You may feel alone, but trust me, you're not on your own. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And the Samaritans aren't just there if you're feeling depressed or suicidal. You could have worries about bills, children, anything. They're there to help. There's no shame. Get in touch. And now is the time for Giddy Box, Gideon's views on what's on the box. Now is the season for some new shows and the return of some of our favourites, like Criminal Minds Series 12. Good old crime porn, as South Park put it. Always well put together if you like that sort of thing. We also have the return of Code Black. Americans do hospital dramas so well. This one's very naturalistic and obviously worth a watch. There's also the return of Younger. I didn't quite like it. Some old woman who thinks she's young, looks young. Not my kind of thing, but hey. Impasta, a criminal who now takes on the role of a gay pastor in a small community. Worth a watch. Now, that's the end of my quick roundup of the week. It's just the beginning. It will get better. Your views and comments are most appreciated. See you next week.